Hi, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Talibah Zues, and the subject for today is going to be role play. Now, when we want to create something, the best way is if we can feel it, of course. The universe doesn't give you what you think, it gives you what you feel, but you start off, first of all, by having a thought of something and how you feel about it. Now, what happens a lot of times is you may want to accomplish something, but you've had enough people tell your conscious mind, which has then gone and fed your subconscious mind, that it's not possible, it's not going to happen, it's not going to work. Oh no, not you. How many kids want to be actors and want to be musicians, but it's their peer group, their parents and teachers, etc. have told them that it's not possible, or yeah, it's possible, but most people fail at it. So, have a safety net, something to fall back on. I remember Will Smith talking about there is no plan B, and there is no plan B, there's a plan A. If you want to accomplish something and you give all your energy to that one thing, you'll accomplish it. But most people don't believe, so they need to have a safety net. In different types of ceremonies, magic, etc., people use props. They'll dress up, they'll use props, they'll, in paganism, in hoodoo and voodoo, they'll do things like beat drums, etc., and do certain dances. All this changes the state of the body, changes the state of the mind with the body. So by moving the physiology, you change your state. That's why somebody who's depressed has their shoulders down, shallow breathing, etc. But if they started to smile, lift their shoulders back and stand tall and straight, what would happen is that would then change their state, their internal state, and it would release endorphins. And it's impossible to feel, happy and depressed at the same time. They're on opposite sides of the scale here. This is another type of magic, which is in Hinduism. This is called a yaja. This is where they do a ceremony where they invoke gods, demigods like Lakshmi and Ganesh in order to bring prosperity, peace, wealth, happiness, etc. People use props all the time. They use it in different types of religions. If we have a look at the Catholic Church, for example, there's props everywhere. And these people that are getting married, they're doing this in front of witnesses, using all kinds of props. In that ceremony, they'll then sign a document, a contract to bind themselves, and they'll use rings as well. Again, all these things, these are types of symbolism. And what they do is they bypass the conscious and they go into the subconscious. Nobody turns up to get married where, there's no women that get married where they haven't done their hair, their nails, their makeup, and chosen a beautiful dress. There's no guys who go and get married and haven't done their best, look their best. They get a haircut, shave, polish their shoes, press suit, etc. People go through these things to act them out. In the military, do an exercise. They're not in trainers and jeans. This is an exercise. Have a look at the front of their weapons and you'll see they have a safety mechanism fitted. So, there's no chance of hurting each other or hurting anyone. But the guns are real. The dummy in the bag is a fake. But the equipment they're using is all real. That's their actual clothing they'd wear in that real life situation. But they're acting it out. The drills. You're putting your body through these things. Your body is your subconscious mind. So use it all together. And it's a way to bypass the subconscious mind. If you put on military fatigues, you are going to feel more like a soldier than somebody who turns up in just jeans and trainers. A boxer's in front of the mirror. He's envisioning himself, he's shadow boxing, but he's envisioning himself in an actual real life situation. He's bobbing and weaving, moving his head and slipping punches. He's throwing combinations and landing them. He's not in front of the mirror imagining himself getting punched in the face and knocked out and missing. He's imagining himself going through what he wants to experience in that real life situation. He's bypassing the conscious because the conscious mind will question. Mike Tyson spoke about this a lot before he went into a fight. What if I get beaten up? What if I lose? What if this happens? What if that happens? Your conscious mind will rationalize all of these possibilities. Your subconscious mind will take in whatever you give it. So the best way to do that is to use your whole body. It's an act it. It's a role play that. And what happens is you build neurons when you do this as well, pathways within your mind. And I'll do another video on this as well, because it's really important to understand how we build particular neurons and pathways in our mind that then create how we act situations in real life. Jim Carrey was on the Oprah Winfrey show. He spoke about he used to act out being offered particular roles by producers and directors that he respected, and they would say to him, you know, I love your work, I really respect you, and I want to pay you so many millions to play this part. This is before he was a famous actor, before he was offered these roles, and then he started being offered these roles by these people that he'd admired. So he'd acted it out first of all, used his whole body, engaged himself completely in this. So he started to build these neural pathways now, so it became a reality. You know, that's why the law of attraction says like attracts like. You know, that which is likened to itself is drawn. So, for example, when you have a girlfriend, you're more likely to have attention from other women, and vice versa. When you're, for example, people that have money tend to attract more money more easily. People that are poor in a poor mindset attract more poverty. People that feel they experience only bad luck seem to attract that. People that experience or feel they experience only good luck and good things happen to them all the time attract that also. That's why it's always a good idea to tell yourself you're lucky. You know, I'm lucky. Lucky things happen to me all the time. And look around sometimes for those things. It could be simply a case of where you walk to the bus stop and your bus arrives. And there's one thing that you could use to embed that. Look how lucky I am. I've turned up and the bus has arrived. I didn't have to wait. That is lucky. You know, you could have an Oyster card that lasts you for the week. How lucky are you? The fact that you have an Oyster card, so you're not having to buy a ticket every time you jump on the bus. These are small examples. You know, you go to the fridge and there's something to eat. How lucky are you that there's something to eat? It's about appreciating all the small things, because what happens is when we build, we start with small and then build bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So let's take the lottery, for example. You can ask practically anybody in the world, would you want to win a lottery? If you could have the winning numbers for £1 million or 100 million, what would you say? You know, I doubt that anyone's going to turn around and say no. Most people would want that, but most people don't win. And the odds when it comes to playing the lottery, if you understand the maths behind it, you know, are millions to one. You're just not going to win the lottery, chances are. But you can manifest that. Not that I've manifested it, but it is possible. So what would you do if you won lottery? Most people say, well, I'd celebrate. I'd go out and I'd have champagne and a fancy meal, and I'd go to a boutique and I'd buy gifts for all my friends, and I'd go for a pampering session, and I'd buy a new wardrobe and new shoes, and I'd buy a house with a swimming pool behind it, one in this country, one in another country. I'd decorate it a specific way. You know, I'd fly off somewhere and have a relaxing holiday. I'd take a cruise. You know, I'd invest in the markets. I'd buy a brand new car. So let's look at this. Most people say I would do these things, but these are just normal things people would do anyway. Most people are going to say the same generic answer, and most people will accept the same generic answer. The best way to imagine winning the lottery is by yourself. If you was by yourself right now and you had this money, you had this 100 million, whether you want it or not, if you would go in to buy a car, you know, would you simply just look at a picture of a car and say, that looks nice, wouldn't mind one of those, and stick it on your wall? Or would you give it a bit more attention? Would you actually visit a showroom? This is what you need to do. You need to act out the process. So here's an example. You visit a showroom. You look at the car that you want. You know, you look inside it, you look all around it, and you wouldn't be scared to because you'd have the money to. You know, some people visit a showroom, know in their mind consciously they don't have the money, so they're not acting it out now, and they have a quick look and want to leave. Ask a few questions, want to leave, and feel a bit brave for doing that. But I'm talking about engaging the whole senses. So if you need to change your clothing to go there, put on your best clothes to turn up there, put on your best watch, whatever it is that you have, you know, in order to be able to go to the showroom and feel the part, do whatever you need to do. Book yourself a test drive. Let's be honest, if you really wanted to buy a car and you're going to spend a huge amount of money on it, you'd want to know how that car drives, how it handles, how it feels to drive that car. You know, by driving that car, you would be able to work out what kind of features you want added to the car, what you like or don't like. You sit down with the salesperson and you work that out. You would add things to the car that you wanted added to the car because you could afford to, but you do it with some serious intent because you're paying for it. Most people will go to a showroom, book a test drive. If you've seen The Secret, and The Secret's one of the things they spoke about. Go ahead and book a test drive for your favourite car. Take your own CD and play the music that you want to hear while you're driving to really embed that and embody that. But how many people sat down with a salesman and said, let's work out some figures. Let's see what this is going to cost me. okay, I'm buying a car. I don't need to commit to it here and now today. But if you're going through the actual role playing in any serious manner, way, shape, or form, you would want to know the figures. You know, good thing to do is to get yourself a blank check. If you don't have a checkbook, go on the internet, download yourself a blank check from the universe of abundance and write yourself a check for the amount that you really want, be it 100 million or just a million or 10 million, doesn't matter. Then you can start looking how you spend it seriously, and then you do the figures, and then you detract from it. You know, I hope this has been good. This has been Talibah Zues once again. Again, role play. Have some fun with this. Use whatever props you need to use. If it's a job interview, put that suit on. Put your best suit on, or your best dress on that you're going to wear. You know, do your hair and your makeup how you're going to look. If you're a guy, have a shave if you're going to have a shave before you go for an interview. You know, make sure that you look the part, play the role, look in front of the mirror. How would you look? How would you sit? How would you feel? You can change your emotions through changing your physiology. Tony Robbins talks about this a lot. So really get involved in this, immerse yourself in this, have fun in this. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. I will be back with some more videos. Keep your questions coming. Hit me up on Facebook. If there's any personal questions that you want answered personally, please by all means let me know and I'll answer them on Facebook. The link is at the bottom of the page. Till next time, you guys have been awesome. I'll keep the videos coming. Thank you again for listening. This has been Talibah Zues. Peace out. God bless.